Do you know somebody that's always thinking about maybe quitting smoking or losing weight? Maybe you? Or have you ever saw yourself maybe just doing something that you really, really love, like opening a dance studio or teaching music? Do you ever see yourself doing that? Or can you hear yourself say, I want to start my own business, or I want to expand the business I'm already in? Can you hear yourself say those things? Can you feel yourself being in a better relationship with your spouse or your children, your parents maybe? Can you feel what that would feel like? Well, if you're ever wondering how to make these dreams a reality, write them down. Write them down. That's so important. So before we get to that, hi everybody. I'm so glad you're here with me this evening. I'm just so in awe that this is number 43, episode number 43 of the Hangout with Penny Show. Last week I celebrated my 1-year anniversary of the Hangout with Penny Show, and it's just been incredible, the support and the encouragement and the inspiration that you've been giving me. So I really appreciate that. So why did I even begin the Hangout with Penny Show? Well, because I know the importance of getting the message of the law of attraction out. I know the importance of when I learn something that's shifted something in my life, and I know that it could shift somebody else's life, that I really have a responsibility to share, because I believe when we learn, we teach. And then when we teach, we learn. So I learned so much when I'm hanging out with all of you. I learned incredible stories from all you that have commented. I become empowered myself by the questions you ask me. And I'm just thankful that I have this platform that I can share with all of you. So this is Hangout with Penny Show, episode 43. I am a weekly show. Every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Hangout with Penny. There's my website address right there on the bottom of the screen. You can see that. You can just go over there. There's a place right to the right of the page, right to the right. You can enter in your email address, and then you'll be sent the live link prior to the show. And then, like many people on Friday night, they have prior commitments or that's their date nights. You can catch up with my show. I'll send you the link to the recording. So when it's convenient for you, you can watch the recording, and please comment. I love your comments. And if you're watching on YouTube, it'd be so great if you could like my video. Then it can reach more people, because YouTube likes when people like their subscribers, their channels. Something like that. Anyway, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share them. If you find value, share them with your family and friends and on your Facebook page. And yeah, because sometimes it's just that one person that needs to hear that one thing, and it could be this show. So thank you. Making me a habit, Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you very much. So, going way back to episode 1, I introduced a wine, because I thought it would be fun to incorporate wine into my hangout shows. And I'm really happy that it has been very well embraced, and people really enjoy when I share with them the wine of the week, and people give me lots of good ideas, and I'm really happy that it's just kind of lighten the mood, because it's really all about having fun. And that's what I want to do. But at the same time, I want to give you a little bit of nuggets that you can take with you and think, I never thought of it that way. And maybe you can use something to enhance your life even better than it is. Anyway, so my intention was that somehow I was going to get a sponsor, or I was going to get someone to provide me with my wine every week. Well, I began a new career. It's just a part-time thing. I've always had an interest in wine. For anybody of my friends that know me, I've always had an interest in wine. I wanted to have either a wine bar, or I wanted to have my own wine vineyard. That would be cool. But I've always wanted to do something with wine. And actually, I was going to call Wines of the World. I had it all planned out, this nice little quaint little place that you could buy wine and buy chocolate and things that would go with it. And I could make baskets. I just had a real passion for wine. Well, when I moved back, many of you know that I'm a caregiver. Well, my mom's now in long-term care, but I did move back and I was her full-time caregiver for a year and a half. And as a reminder, I just want to let you know, for anybody that is a caregiver, I do have a community. Tana Marshall and myself, she's a regular. You'll see her Feel Good Friday messages. We started a community as a support group for other caregivers to join and share their experiences, or maybe, you know, they need help with something. We're there to support you. Anyway, when I moved back, I was at the big superstore, and right at the end of the checkout, there's this nice little store, wine store. All the wines from the Niagara region. And I thought, you know what? I would love to be working there. I would love to be doing that. Well, when my mom went into her long-term care, it just so happened a position came available. I applied, I got hired. So I have a new career with helping people learn about wine. I get trained to learn all about wine. So I'm getting paid to learn about wine. But one of the perks of this position is I get free wine. So every week I will have wine provided to me so I can share it with you. And so I already received some gifts of wine. And I posted in my community the picture of the three, and I said red or white. And I had one, oh, I wrote it down. Linda from A to Z Point, she said, oh yeah, strut your stuff with the red. So here is a nice Ontario from Niagara wine. It's called Strut. Strut. So I'm going to strut my stuff tonight with the red. So having said that, let's have a sip. Cheers. Ooh, ooh, that's really nice. So I'm also going to be putting a program together, a little mini course on wine basics for beginners. So anybody out there that really likes to have wine, really don't know how to pair it or what to buy for what occasion, I'm going to be doing a course on that. So if you're interested, make sure you let me know, and I'll put you on my list, because it's only going to be a few short, few people in the program. So, okay, on with the show. You know what else I love to do? What people are saying. What people are saying. So I'm going to read to you what people were saying on my anniversary show last week. So I have a few here. And Lowell Ann Fulsang, she says, Penny Peddie catching this on Saturday night. No wine or gin. Sad face. It's okay, because I love tea. We can have lots of fun just having water or anyway. So she says, your laugh is infectious, and I love that you got a wine sponsor. Yeah, so thank you. Way to go, girl, she said. So thanks, Lolan. CJ Gilbert, she says, happy anniversary. You have touched so many lives positively with your weekly messages. Thanks, CJ. Dana Smithers, how very exciting for you, Penny. You have come a long way, and I'm so happy for you and the wonderful messages that you are sharing. Thanks. Judy Gary, yay, it's party time. Congratulations, Penny Peddie. Hugs, kisses, hugs, kisses. Thanks, Judy. She was on my show, my anniversary show, episode 42. Go back and watch that. You'll see Judy. Cindy Poole, she says, well done, 1 year anniversary. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, panel, for your input. I like the challenge. Where will I be 1 year from now? Write it down. And I'll just read a couple more. So Monique Jackson, she says, it's Penny Peddie's 1 year anniversary. Woohoo! What a beautiful celebration of life and the power of law of attraction. It was so great to hear everyone looking back and seeing how far they've come. Yeah, that's the only reason you look back, is just to see how far you come. True story. I really appreciate how you highlight the power of pursuing your interests as well as celebrating every step along the way. Every step. Stay with it. The panel was really inspiring. You and the new set look great. Best wishes for another successful year. Yeah, with my new year, I've moved, and I'm in a new office, so thank you. And one more, Troy Davidson. He says, congratulations. Thanks for the encouragement to move forward on our dreams. It's kind of encouraging to know how you and others on the panel started with some fears or uncertain thoughts, but have accomplished so much and have grown in character too. Oh, thank you, Troy. Yeah. Sometimes we just got to step over that fear. Yeah, it's going to be with us. It's going to be behind. We're going to lead. We're going to lead. And yeah, so one step at a time. Thank you for that, everybody. I really, really love your comments. And before we get on with the show, I'm just going to run out to the, if you're watching in the events area, there is a place that you can comment, ask a question, or just let me know where you're hanging out from, saying hi. So let me just go up there and see who's there now. Oh, Romy Carlin, she says, I love wine, I'm in. I love to learn it. Perfect. Awesome. Good job. Tana Marshall, hey, Penny Peddie, excited to be here live as I was running too long on the show, my niece said, do you have your wine? Oh, I actually just took a swig of gin on the way. Cheers. Awesome. So we have B. Peters is watching. Linda Naya is watching. Boy, Karen Riggio is watching. Linda Gann is watching. CJ Gilbert, I'm going to catch the replay. Judy Gary, awesome topic, Penny. Looking forward to watching the replay. It's date night with my son and hubby. I love that, Judy. Date nights are so important. So important. So thank you. Thank you. So this is episode 43 of the Hangout with Penny Show, and I thought it's really important to educate people. For me, this is, for me, one of the greatest things I did to advance myself in my dreams and desires and attracting the things I want was I wrote everything down. We don't have to write like big paragraphs, or just jot things down. And I find as I coach people, one of the things I get them to do is write down a list, usually 100, of the things they want to be or do or have, accomplish, travel, whatever it is, to write them down. It's probably one of the longest tasks that they have to do because they get blocked. It's like we often know what we don't want, but to be able to say what we do want, it can be scary sometimes. It can be scary because sometimes we want something so bad. So write it down because you want it good. And once you write it down, you're setting that energy in motion. You're setting that energy in motion. You're engaging your thinking process. You're engaging your writing. You're seeing it. You're hearing yourself saying it. You're setting that energy in motion that it just accumulates and it's going on. And now you've put it out there. And just follow the little inklings you get. I have wrote down so many things. The beauty about being a coach and a law of attraction trainer is we help clarify people on making sure that they're asking for what they do want, right? It's all about writing down what you do want. So maybe you want to take a trip to Paris, write it down. That was one of the things because go back 2002, 2003, I wrote down my list of 101 things, and I wanted to go to Italy and England, and I wanted to go to the West Coast, East Coast. I wanted to become a law of attraction trainer, or no, I wanted to start my own business back then, and then I wanted to be able to inspire people, encourage people. I wrote all these down. Over the course, they would change. So it's okay, just begin somewhere, write them down. One of the books that really was a turning point for me was this one, Write It Down, Make It Happen, Knowing What You Want and Getting It, from Harriet Ann Clouser. Write It Down, Make It Happen. This is a great book, so I highly recommend this book. There's so many good tips and processes and exercises that we can She gets us thinking about how to get the next step. Once we write that down, what to do to take the next step, to get those dreams and wishes and desires to start to come to us. Come to us. So for those of you that just joining me, this is the Hangout with Penny Show, episode 43, and we're talking about, you're wondering how to get those dreams and desires to come true, write them down. Writing them down. I have spent the last several years writing things down, and from taking purple, yeah, I love purple, so I'd write that down, but taking people that are very close to me, their business cards, and I would actually set the energy in motion for them as far as incomes. I would write on the back of their card what the universe could give them for an income, and I would do that year after year after year. And year after year after year, that would be matched until it came to a certain point. And then it's like, hey, you're fine now. You can continue it. I've done that for myself. I've written checks. Oh, where is one? I got one over there. I've written checks to myself. I've actually then mailed it. So I've written a check out, I've addressed it, I've sent it out, and I've mailed it back to me. So now it's like, here you go. And those amounts, I've gotten that or greater. Write them down. Write your dreams down. I wrote down, I remember talking to Michael Loge. He's my coach, my mentor, my trainer for the law of attraction. And I remember speaking to him on the phone one day, and I said, hey, I want to read you something. And I got out my list, and on the list, I think it was dated April 13th, and this might have been in September or sooner, August or something. And I said, meet Michael Loge. So 6 months later, I wrote that down, and that came to pass. So I actually even wrote down, there was a particular person I wanted to go on a date with, and I wrote the actual day that I wanted to be on that date with this person with, and I was. So anything can happen. That's the motto of my show. Anything can happen. So in this book, actually last week on episode 42, Michael gave us a nice tip about, what was her name? Barbara Shear? Oh, forgive me. I think it was Barbara Shear. Anyway, she wrote the book, Wishcraft. Wishcraft. And she's actually highlighted in this book about the power of having success teams. Now, I run mastermind teams, and it's important that we write down things weekly. Because once we write them down, now we have that energy of the success team behind us, right? So we've got the support, and we have the encouragement, and we have what's the word I'm looking for? But anyway, now we can start to work towards that. And then we come back next week, and it's like, yeah, I did this. And many of us, you've heard of a to-do list. Say yes if you had a to-do list. Have you ever written a to-do list? Yes. Well, I have too. I changed them to my done list because they seem to get done faster. So done. Anyway, so we can write out to-do lists. We get stuck sometimes when it's like, what's your wish list? What's your desires? What do you want? I don't know. So think about what you want and write it down. You set the energy in motion. When you can think about it, next week's show, actually, on episode 44, I'm going to be talking about the power of our emotions. So it just goes hand in hand with what we're talking about writing it down, because now we're putting our emotions into it. We can feel it, and we can see what we can actually like, and we can start to imagine. We can imagine what it would be like when these things start to show up. And little by little, here's one crucial little point that I want to make. And that is, sometimes we can get caught up on the dreams and desires as in the yacht or the Mercedes or the trip around the world, or these big things. When I did my list, sure, I had some pretty nice things on my list. But I also did things like, I wanted to finish painting my closet, or I wanted to sell my mom's house, or I wanted to do all these little things, or I wanted to spend more time in nature, or I wanted to learn yoga, or I did all these things that would enhance me, and then things that like I wanted to help others, right? At the time, I really didn't know how, but I just knew I had a desire to help others. I wanted to learn about wine. I wrote all these things down. So they don't always have, when we think about dreams, we think of a huge, it's good to dream big. Absolutely dream big. But remember, some of the finest things in life are the smallest things in life, like walking on the beach, like taking a boat ride, or like sitting with your pets, or like playing with your children, or having family dinners. The smallest of things can be the greatest things. So when you think you dream big, well, I don't have the money for it, go beyond the money. But you can write money down on your list. Absolutely. Set that in motion. Set it in motion. So there's many things we can do when it comes to our dreams and our desires and how to start manifesting them. Because once we have written them down, we can see them. And it's like, oh. So what I did is I made an album. Once I got my list done, I made an album. And I went through my list, and whenever I found something that would kind of remind me of what that was, I would put it in a photo album. And so I would flip the pages on my photo album, and I knew exactly what dream or desire, wish or goal that was. And it's amazing when you see how meeting Oprah was one of them. I wanted to meet Oprah. No, sorry. I said I wanted to be on Oprah's show, like in the audience. That's what I wanted to do. I always wanted to go see Oprah. Now her show was over with. She was done. And she came to Ottawa. I was in her audience. So they can happen. Our dreams and wishes, our goals, our desires, they can happen at any time. But I wrote them down and I kept them alive. I kept my dreams and wishes and desires alive. Maybe you want to find a significant other. Maybe you want that new car. Maybe you want that puppy. Maybe you want a new friend. What kind of friend do you want? Write that down. So they don't have to be long paragraphs. You get a journal. You can journal. You can index cards right here. Anything. I find it more effective if I write them down, physically using my hands and write it down as opposed to typing. But whatever feels best for you at the time, but I find it's better to write them down. So this time goes really quickly, and we've almost wrapped up the Hangout with Penny Show episode 43. I just want to let you know that when we're not hanging out on Friday nights, we're hanging out in my community. It's my G+ community. Law of Attraction Center. Here we go. Actually, you'll see this if you go to Hangout with Penny on my home-page. Scroll to the bottom, you're going to see this. You just have to click it. It'll take you right there. It's by invite only, so all you have to do is click, and I'll get your request, and I'll invite you in. And I have 7 tips to greater abundance in there waiting for you. So these are 7 great tips that will help you become more abundant. I wanted to start a Q&A section on my Hangout show, but also I wanted to respect the time. I really like to keep my shows 30 minutes. And so what I did was I have a Penny for Your Thoughts Q&A in my G+ community. Penny for Your Thoughts, by the way, is the name of my coaching practice. So I just thought it was kind of cute, but very appropriate because I help people shift their thoughts. And so you can actually think about when you're writing down your goals and wishes and dreams that you're pre-sending, because everything they say is we only have right now, but this minute turns to the next one. So whatever we're writing down now is pre-sent to the present. I just love that. I just love that. So ask yourself, so what do I want? What do I want? Make your list. Call it what you want. Your dreams, your goals, your desires, whatever you want, but it's important. Write it down, make it happen. Knowing what you want. That's how I love, that's why I love doing what I do, because I help people get clear on what they want. And then magic can happen. So stay tuned for next week, episode 44, the power of our emotions, and how that is incorporated with the law of attraction. Then we can start attracting more of what we want. So let me just have a peek out here. I see. Oh, let me just, sometimes I need my glasses on. Oh, good. Lucinda Naya, she just clarified. Barbara Shear wrote Wishcraft. Thank you. She says, love watching you live. Fabulous new hairdo. Thanks for that, Lucinda, but it's just growing, so I need to get something done with it. But thank you very much. And Romy Carlin, she says, that is so true. I sometimes say, good to know what I want done. Yep, become an LOA trainer, coach. Go to meet all you one by one. Perfect, perfect. Yes, write it down. I did that, Romy. I wanted to be a law of attraction trainer and coach. I wanted to inspire people. And I actually wrote down, I wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to laugh more. I wrote everything down from the tiniest little things. I wanted to walk more. I wanted to travel. I wanted to have a better relationship with my friends and my family. All starts with me. If you want a better relationship with somebody, it starts with you. Episode 43, Hangout with Penny. Go to my website, sign up. I'll send you the link. You can watch the recording. You can watch the live show. And here we go. Year 2 starting. You can expect more from me this year, especially in my community. I actually just recorded for the 5th time, but I think this is the final time, my intro video into the On Purpose with Penny series. It's a 5-part video series, only available in my G+ community. And because many people say, you're a law of attraction trainer and coach. What do you do every day to apply the law of attraction in your life? Because you always seem so happy. Yeah, it's deliberate. So I'm going to give you a few tips, but you need to be a member of my community. So go over there, sign up. Depending on when you're watching this, maybe they're already there, but they're coming. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you, everybody. Stay tuned till next week. So bye.